Dear friends, welcome to my video on sacred geometry for beginners. Kindly click on the CC button for subtitles. Sacred geometry is an ancient concept that delves into the patterns and shapes that make up the fabric of our reality. For beginners, it might seem mystical or complex, but at its core, it's about understanding the fundamental shapes and proportions that are believed to govern the universe. These shapes are not just symbols. They are considered sacred because they reflect the underlying patterns of creation in nature, art, and architecture. What is sacred geometry? At its most basic, sacred geometry refers to geometric shapes and patterns that hold spiritual significance. These shapes are seen as the building blocks of the universe. Think of them as a language that connects everything around us. Sacred geometry can be found in ancient temples, modern architecture, and even within the natural world, from the spiral of a shell to the structure of a snowflake. Key shapes in sacred geometry. The circle is one of the most fundamental shapes in sacred geometry. It represents unity, wholeness, and eternity. Since it has no beginning or end, the circle is often used to symbolize the infinite nature of the universe and our connection to it. You'll often see circles in religious art and architecture as a representation of the divine. The flower of life is one of the most recognizable symbols in sacred geometry. It consists of overlapping circles arranged in a flower-like pattern. This shape is thought to contain the patterns of creation itself and is found in cultures around the world, from Egypt to China. For beginners, the flower of life is a great introduction to how complex patterns can emerge from simple shapes. The vesica piscis formed by the intersection of two circles. The vesica piscis is a powerful symbol in sacred geometry. It represents balance, duality, and the intersection of spiritual and material worlds. This shape is also the foundation for more complex symbols like the seed of life. The Platonic solids. The five Platonic solids, tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, are considered sacred shapes because they each have equal sides, angles, and faces. These solids are the building blocks of three-dimensional space and are believed to represent different elements of the universe: fire, earth, air, water, and the cosmos. The Fibonacci spiral. Found in everything from galaxies to flowers, the Fibonacci spiral, or golden spiral, is a perfect example of how sacred geometry manifests in nature. This spiral follows the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical pattern that reflects growth and expansion. It symbolizes the unfolding of life and the divine order of the universe. Why learn sacred geometry? For beginners, sacred geometry is more than just learning about shapes and patterns. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of the world and the spiritual connections that tie everything together. By studying sacred geometry, you can see how the physical and spiritual worlds are intertwined. Whether you're meditating on these shapes or simply appreciating their beauty in nature and art, sacred geometry can offer a sense of peace and balance. How to start your journey? To start exploring sacred geometry, begin by observing these shapes in the world around you. From architecture to nature, the principles of sacred geometry are everywhere. You can also try drawing these patterns, such as the flower of life, to deepen your connection with the shapes. As a beginner, remember that sacred geometry is not just about understanding symbols, it's about exploring the divine patterns that shape your reality. Thank you for watching my video. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and give a thumbs up. Thanks for your support.